Hello, people. Let's make some delicious and cheesy lasagna together. Today, this one is Oyinbo food, but when you have little kids, you have to learn how to make some other food or some other culture food. And most especially people living in, diaspora like me, or it doesn't even really matter. It doesn't matter anywhere you live as long as you have kids and you too, you just don't want to be eating the same food every single day. You want to try something different. Don't get me wrong, I love my culture, I love my food, but once in a while, there's nothing wrong trying some other culture's food or trying something different. So for today's recipe, I'm going to be sharing with you this recipe in both English and in my beautiful language. So let's get it started and pay attention to this recipe because it's not really hard, very easy to make, but you just have to add some little topping to give that delicious and spiciness that you really want for this recipe. So let's get it started. In a pot, I have a water, boiling water. I had some salt into my water. I had some cooking oil into my water, and I gently added all my pasta. When you're adding your pasta, try to lay them flat so that they don't get sticky together. And that is another reason why we had the the oil to keep it moist and the salt for taste. Please, when you're boiling your pasta, try to add some salt. Some people don't, but it's very good when you add salt. So let's go to our chicken. On the other side, I'm going to be prepping my chicken by adding some salt, parsley, and garlic powder, chicken bouillon, Cajun season, onion powder. Add any spices or seasoning of your choice. Another thing we're going to be adding going to be cracking one egg. Depends on how amount of the chicken you are using. That would determine how many eggs you're going to be cracking. So I crack one egg, then I'm going to be adding some heavy whipped cream, and I'm going to set it aside for about 1 hour. The cream would take your chicken to another level. That is why you really need this process. Trust me, try your chicken this way and come back and thank me later. So we're going to set it aside and let it marinate. And on the other side, I'm going to be prepping my vegetables. I'm going to be using some sun-dried onion. So this sun-dried onion is very important for me. It's very important for this recipe because that is what is going to give your recipe some spiciness. Add some a little bit spiciness, and that is delicious and creamy, and the taste that we are really looking for on this recipe. And that is what is going to make your food extra. So dice your sun dry and some bell peppers. You can use any color of bell peppers, tatashe. So after that, like I said I'm going to be saying this in both English and my native language. So alubosa a máa ṣá wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ nítorí àwọn ọmọ wa so that nígbà tá a bá máa fi sínú oúnjẹ kò ní yọ ọ́ ń bẹ̀ pé àwọn vegetables yìí wọ́n wà nínú oúnjẹ. Ó máa jẹ́ káwọn ọmọ yẹn wọ́n tètè máa mú, wọ́n tètè máa jẹ, wọn ní lè ṣe àdànù. So that is the secret of chopping your vegetables in a little dice or cube form. So after that, I'm going to do all of that, then I'm going to set it aside and went back to my pasta. The pasta is fully cooked. Then I'm going to turn off my burner. I leave the pasta in the water, or sometimes you can just put them in like a little bit cold water to stop them from cooking. But try not to leave them like that because they're going to be sticky together when you are ready to use it. So I'm going to be using some ground beef and ground turkey, the frozen one. I defroze them. The best way, if you have the fresh one, you can use it. But at this time, this is what I have in my house. So I had some cooking oil into a pot. I had my chopped onion, some dry tomato, and some bell peppers. Ẹ̀rọ gbogbo ẹ̀ pọ̀ kí gbogbo wọn kán ṣe kí ni kán cooperate papọ̀. Inú ilé yẹn á máa já fíkán á máa ta sánsán at this point. So ẹ da àwọn ground beef yẹn. Ẹni tí ò bá ní ground beef, ẹ lè ra ẹran lọ́jà. Ẹ bá ti dà sínú blender, ó máa wà grounded by. So the same thing náà ni. So add your ground beef and try to mash it up. You see the potato masher, just to make everything in a, so that we don't have any lumps in the ground beef. Then after that, I had my homemade garlic and ginger paste. And if you have the fresh one, like the diced one, you can dice it, or you can, shred the garlic and ginger. Add some black pepper, salt, parsley powder. If you have the fresh parsley, it's totally, is the best. Add your thyme, Cajun seasoning. Add any seasoning of your choice. That's the good part. Then add some beef bouillon, because I'm using beef and turkey, so I like the taste of the beef bouillon. So I had everything together, well combined together. At this point, you want them to be fully cooked, and you can see they are looking delicious. I'm going to be using some diced canned tomato. So fún ẹni tí ò bá ní diced tomato yìí, ẹ lo regular tomato. Ẹ chop it in a little bit like diced form. Ìyẹn tí ẹ tún máa better, because everything might taste fresh. So I have my tomato sauce. I think one day I'm going to make a video on how to make this uh, homemade tomato sauce. So but for this recipe, I'm going to be using the canned tomato sauce. Bí eléyìí àwọn náà máa ń lò, wọ́n máa fi ń ṣe pizza, wọ́n máa fi ń ṣe sauce sórí pizza. So I'm going to be using that. I had my tomato sauce. Then I'm going to be using sour cream. Cherry sour cream yìí ó dàbí yogurt bó ṣe taste nìyẹn. Ẹ mọ àwọn Greek yogurt tó máa ń tà ní bí Shoprite àbí bí store yẹn. Á wá jẹ́ plain one, kò ní jẹ́ bí sweeted one, kò ní jẹ́ bí àwọn tó máa ń ní bí vanilla àbí nǹkan kan, á jẹ́ bí plain. Bí sour cream yìí bó ṣe rí nìyẹn, but mi ò fi bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ nǹkan tí wọ́n fi ṣe. So after that, I crack one egg into my sour cream, parsley powder, then a little bit of salt. Then I'm going to mix everything together and set it aside. So in my aluminum tray, I'm going to be setting my pasta. You can see before I started setting the pasta, I spray some cooking spray, so that they don't get sticky that much when I'm baking them in the oven, because we're going to be baking this pasta in the oven. So I try to lay all my pasta. You can see like 3 rolls on the bottom. Then after that, we're going to be adding the sauce. You can see the sauce. Just look at this sauce, how red the color of the sauce, so nourished, and so you can even tell from the camera, everything looks so delicious. So after that, I put my sour cream mixture I had in the on top of this sauce. At this point, you can add your cheese if you really want it to be cheesy, but I'm going to wait a little bit. So I do the next layer and repeat the process. So I added the sauce, then I'm going to add the sour cream and cover it up with another layer of the pasta. You can see, like I said, you can start adding your cheese, just like that. It will make it just a little bit cheesy. Then after that, I'm going to be adding my chopped cheddar cheese on the top. Then I'm going to be using this mozzarella cheese. This mozzarella cheese is one of my favorite cheese. I love it so much. So if you are watching me for the first time, don't forget to click the notification bell, the like button, the subscription bell. Ẹ̀yin tí wọ́n kó bóyá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ join mi náà ni ẹ follow page yìí. Tẹ́ bá fẹ́ máa rí àwọn oúnjẹ aládùn tó ṣara lóore, tó ṣẹ̀mí lóore, ẹ follow page yìí lórí YouTube, ẹ follow mi lórí Instagram, ẹ follow mi lórí Facebook fún àwọn nice delicious recipe. So ẹ jẹ́ ká padà sórí nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. So at this point, we are getting ready to put everything in the oven. I think the camera just rewind back again. That is why you see the process again, but it's all okay. So you can see I added enough mozzarella cheese at the top. Then I'm going to sprinkle some parsley flakes on the top of it. If you have the fresh one, you can use it. It's all okay. So everything is ready. So right now we're going to throw it back in the oven. So I'm going to cover it with my aluminum foil for about 10 minutes. Then after that, I'm going to uncover it so that the cheese can really melt and fully cooked. So I love to do that first, then later take it off and let it cook. So while I'm doing that, I went back to my chicken. I laid them on my tray. Then I'm just going to drizzle some oil, so that, because we don't want them to be too dry. You can put them in your air fryer. You can use the regular oven, or you can fry the chicken just like that. And you can see everything looks so nice and delicious. Look at that. Just look at that. Look at that. That is so good, so delicious. So if you really watch this video to this extent, I always say that means you love this recipe. That means you really enjoy what you are seeing. So what can you do for me? Just click the like button, click the share button. That is the only way you can support this video, and that is the only way you can support your girl. So for the chicken, everything is fully cooked. I baked my chicken because we don't want a dry chicken. We're going to be using some ketchup, some barbecue sauce, and I'm going to be using some ranch, the salad dresser. Everything well mixed together. Let your chicken coated in all this sauce. And you can see is just too good. You can even finish it yourself if you are not careful. So, and the chickens are ready. I use the drumstick. You can use the chicken wings. So we're gonna go back, serve our food. You can see I'm serving my food. Look at the ground beef. Everything is just too perfect. You can have this with some salad. I think I had it with some salad. I just don't recall the part. You can have it with salad. You can have it with broccoli. Kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ lè fi jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ ó máa lọ déédéé á ṣe déédéé ara wọn but tẹ́ bá fẹ́ gbádùn ẹ̀ dáadáa ẹ jẹ recipe with pẹ̀lú salad tàbí bóyá bí àwọn cucumbers kẹ́ slice ẹ̀ wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́wẹ́lẹ́ kẹ́ jẹ́ kó lọ pẹ̀lú ẹ̀. So ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ nínú comment section tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹ like Yorùbá fashion video mi. Thank you. I'll see you all in my next video. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.